Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Tennessee's got a pretty busy weekend. Got several kids on campus with official visits. A few of those we've talked about previously. We talked about Cam Seldon, the versatility that guy brings. He is a primary target for this class of 23. Made a video on him yesterday. If you missed it, go back and check it out. Also, Colby Young, the hybrid tight end wide receiver, is going to be on campus for an official visit. But the guy I want to talk about today that will be in town today is four-star linebacker C.J. Allen, and I think the linebacker position is a huge key to this class of 23 when we look at the linebacker room for this season alone. You know, once you get through that two deep, that linebacker room is pretty empty. But when you look ahead, when you look at the future, I think Tennessee's probably going to have to jump into the transfer portal and try to find some guys to fill up this linebacker room. But they also need to add young talent in the class of 23 because, again, once you get through this season, you're losing Jeremy Banks, Jawan Mitchell, Aaron Beasley, Solon Page. That's your two deep, completely gone, graduated, moving on to the next level or the next phase of life. And I think a guy like four-star linebacker C.J. Allen would be a huge piece. Can Tennessee create some momentum this weekend? They're going to swing for the fences as they've got him in town for an official visit. Also, Jalen Smith, the linebacker out of Loganville, Georgia. Made a video on him earlier. He does now have the crystal ball predicted to Tennessee. We'll see how that one plays out, like where they're at there, but we'll see what happens with this weekend with C.J. Allen. But before we get into it, do me a favor, smash that like button just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy, it helps the channel. Just hit that little thumbs up. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We are fans just like you. So if you enjoy the content, if you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. I want to thank everybody that joined us for the live stream yesterday talking about Carnell Tate. And sometimes that's what we get caught up in, right? We get caught up in the flash, the five stars, the big-time prospects, guys like Nico, guys like Carnell Tate, Francis Mauingoa, guys like Shandavion Bradley. And those guys play a huge part in this class of 23, being able to land a top 5 class and continue this momentum. But you also have to look at depth pieces, and that is where we take a look at C.J. Allen. Adding some talent to that linebacker room would be huge. This is an article from SI.com, linebacker target. C.J. Allen moves up, official visit with the VAWLS, written by Matt Ray. This came out yesterday. Says Tennessee was originally slated to host top linebacker target C.J. Allen for his official visit the weekend of the 24th, but the standout linebacker from Lamar County Comprehensive tells Volunteer Country that he will now be in Knoxville this weekend instead. Allen is a longtime target of Tennessee's. The VAWLS are battling some stout competition for the Peach State product. Allen recently took official visits to Georgia and Auburn, and many believe the home state program may be the team that the VAWLS have to overcome. Now, C.J. Allen, again, four-star prospect. If you look at the 24/7 Sports composite, he is a top 10 linebacker in the country, 15th ranked player out of the state of Georgia. And again, Georgia's the team to beat. You know, it said there he took the official to Auburn, but I think at this point it's a Tennessee-Georgia battle, and Tennessee is climbing uphill. But again, we've seen what they've been able to do when they get guys on campus for official visits. Can they do that with C.J. Allen? He's 6'1", 217 pounds. He is a top 200 prospect. He ranked 167th nationally, according to the 24/7 Sports composite. He's a guy that plays both sides of the ball in high school, plays offense and defense, runs a 4.62 40, runs 11.16 in the 100 meters. Now, his athletic background, he is a multi-sport guy. This is coming from 24/7 Sports. Plays basketball, track, and obviously football as well. He's a Georgia 2A regional qualifier in the 100 meters with 11.16 personal record as a junior. Also ran 23.58 200 and qualified for state in the shot put, where he posted a 45.6 personal record. But again, I like the speed. I like the speed at the linebacker position. That's something we've got to continue to improve when talking about the linebackers at the University of Tennessee. They need some speed, and they need it in a hurry, and some of these guys that they are targeting in this class of 23 do bring speed to the table, which I like moving forward with this coaching staff. It says here, 2021 on the football field, Region 3 AA Player of the Year, got snaps on both sides of the ball, rushed, and when you look at his highlights, when you look at his tape, a lot of great plays as a running back, which shows his athleticism. Says he rushed for over 1,000 yards and 16 touchdowns, 9.6 yards per carry. And then on the defensive side of the ball, he was credited with 91 tackles, 3 interceptions while working at linebacker. Helped his team go 6-4 in Georgia's second lowest classification. Again, that was from 24/7 Sports. Jumping back over here to the article from SI.com. Allen did visit Tennessee back in April. Says it was a great visit. Just coming in, touring the facility, seeing some of the guys and talking with them. The best part for me was talking to the coaches, talking with Coach BJ, Coach Banks, Coach Heupel. It was a great conversation. They are all just real, honest coaches. At one point, it was not even about football. It was about life. Coach BJ was talking about life and being more of a life coach and teaching about that. Truly cares about his players. Also, Coach Heupel and Coach Banks. You know, that's something going back over a year ago that we talked about a lot on this channel was the relationships, the culture, what Josh Heupel was doing. We've kind of lost that, and everybody seems to want to just talk about NIL, and I get it because NIL is a huge part of recruiting. It's the way college football is now, but it's still a relationship business, and sometimes I feel like we lose sight of that, particularly when you're looking at kids that choose other schools or other fan bases look at us. It's always, well, they just went where the money's at. You talk about the transfer portal, always about the money, always follow the money, but it's still a relationship business. Not every one of these kids is pulling down a $1 million NIL deal. It's just not, it's not happening. And that I think we lose sight of how important it is, about how Josh Heupel gets it. You know, I saw recently in an interview with Nico's dad talking about why they chose Tennessee and trusting Josh Heupel, the only head coach currently active in the SEC that played the quarterback position at an elite level in college. And he trusts Josh Heupel to develop Nico and understand where Nico is coming from, because Josh Heupel's been there and done that. He's walked a mile in those shoes, and sometimes we forget just how important those relationships are in recruiting. The quote goes on to say, definitely getting to see more of the facilities this time, seeing the weight room, the nutrition rooms. When I came the first time, it was for a game, so I didn't get to see as much then. I got to see more of it this time. During the trip, Allen was able to take in Tennessee's spring game and came away impressed. Here's the quote. Says, it's crazy when you see how the offense moves that fast. The defense has to move like that too. It was high intensity all the way through the scrimmage. Really, I was able to see how Jeremy Banks played in space. Being able to do it all, I feel like I would fit great in that scheme. I would say Tennessee passed some schools, and they're one of the top on my list, Allen said. They definitely moved up this weekend. Again, that was quotes coming out of his last visit when he was in campus back in April for the spring game. When you go to the On3 recruiting prediction machine, Georgia's just way out in front for the 4-star prospect out of the state of Georgia. Again, he's an in-state kid for Georgia. They want to keep this kid home. Can Tennessee make some traction? Can they create a little traction, get a little momentum, and sway C.J. Allen? Because, again, I think he's a guy that would just be a nice addition to this class of 23. Not a 5-star, not the biggest name on the radar, but a great linebacker, good speed, good football IQ. I like what he brings to the table, and I think, you know, again, Tennessee really needs to do a better job recruiting linebackers. We talked about this last night on the live stream. At what point do you get concerned with Tim Banks, with Coach Brian Jean-Marie, with Coach Willie Martinez, and the way they are struggling on the recruiting trail and in the transfer portal? At what point does that become a concern? Hit that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Can Tennessee make up any type of ground with C.J. Allen before he pulls the trigger? He is set to make a decision on July the 9th after he wraps up all of his official visits. So we'll see how this one plays out. As always, do me a favor, make sure you smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the merchandise. Go to bonfire.com/store/talkinballs. Any and all support, greatly appreciated. Again, thank you to everybody that showed up last night. Impromptu stream, went live within an hour's notice. Just jumped on, wanted to talk to you guys. Felt like the fan base was itching to talk about Carnell Tate. So we jumped on, did the live stream. Thank you to everybody that showed up. Thank you to all the new members of the channel. You can become a member, get access to those custom Talkin' Balls emojis. Just hit that join button down below. For as little as 99 cents, you financially help support what we are trying to do with this channel. But if not, just thank you for tuning in. Thank you for showing up, showing out, showing love. As always, my name is Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin' Balls Network. Go Big Orange.